Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday afternoon. Hope yours is going well. We've got another Seahawks video to get to, but before we get into the football content, we just hit 1,990 subscribers to the YouTube channel. We are so close to 2,000. I can taste it. A couple of cool celebratory things are going to happen when we get to 2,000. I expect it to happen later today or tomorrow, but either way, shout out to the 1,990 subscribers to the channel, and special tip of the cap goes to the 25 channel members, including elite members, Y2KHA, Brandon Mikel, Rip, and Scott Todd, the latest elite channel member. All right, let's get into the Seahawks content. Road to 150. So before I get into this, Let Russ Cook has been delayed again. The data is not yet updated. So what's going to happen is if the data does not update by tomorrow, I'm just going to do it manually. I don't want to have to do that because I think sometimes I miscount and things kind of get lost. But if the sites I use do not update by tomorrow, then I'm just going to do it manually. I don't know what's taking so long, but, well, there it is. But we're doing the Road to 150 today. I know this is the one that people are generally the most excited to see. So how did the pass rush do against the Eagles, and how are we looking after 11 games? So let's start with the defensive line and see how they're doing. Rasheem Green, he did indeed have a QB pressure against the Eagles. In fact, he had a sack. And I said it before, I'll say it again. Rasheem Green may very well be a key linchpin to this defense being much better than it was earlier this year. Him not being in the games the first half of the season may have had a bigger impact on this defense than we thought. I like Rasheem Green. I like what he can bring to this defense. Like to see that good stuff coming from him. Benson Mayowa, first game back from injury where he actually got to play a full load of snaps. I think he got like 40 snaps or 39. He picked up a QB pressure on Carson Wentz, so he's back on the winners list. He is technically behind the pace that I set for him in 2020, but when you miss a few games, that's what's going to happen. In terms of the amount of snaps he's been out there, he's playing okay. I would like to see more from a defensive end who's almost always on the field when other teams are passing against us that much, but for a journeyman that we paid $3 million for, I can't really be too upset about this. So 14 pressures for him after 11 games. Well, for him, 7. LJ Collier, nothing new from him, it looks like. Yeah, he did not pick up any new pressures against the Eagles. Not to say he had a bad game. I thought he did actually make a positive impact, but no pressures. Alton Robinson, on the other hand, actually did pick up one pressure against the Eagles. I think it was near the end of the game, but he is now at 6 QB pressures through 11 games. So for a rookie in the 5th round who really didn't have an off season to work with, this is quite good. And Alton Robinson has exceeded my expectations. Demontre Moore is still suspended, not going to be back for a few more games. Jarran Reed did pick up some good stuff against Philly. He picked up 2 QB pressures against the Eagles, including a sack, I believe. So Jarran Reed, these last couple games, has definitely been playing better. He had a huge QB pressure, a QB hit on Kyler Murray against the Cardinals, and then he picks up 2 more pressures against the Eagles. He's starting to play a little bit better, and that is crucial for both his future NFL career and our prospects down the stretch. However, he is clearly being outshined by the other starting defensive tackle on this team, and we got to talk about this guy because keeping this guy is going to get harder and harder with each game he plays. Poona Ford, my God, through 11 games, this man has 11 pressures. And if it sounds like I'm being sarcastic, I'm not. Poona Ford is an undrafted third-year player who is making no money this year and was considered to be nothing more but than a decent run-stuffing defensive tackle. And these last 3 games, he has been a very, very strong pass rusher. He's been a better pass rusher than Jarran Reed, not only over the last 3 games, but arguably this whole season, or at least about as productive. So Poona Ford's game has gone from here to here, and I only expected him to go from here to here maybe. So it wasn't the greatest start to 2020 for Poona, but that guy that guy might be something special. We may have found one of those undrafted free agent diamonds after all with Poona Ford. I am very impressed with what he's doing lately. If he can continue to rush the passer in every game the way he has been lately, that is a borderline Pro Bowl type talent. Okay, Brian Monet, nothing. He's injured. He might not make it back this year. Darrell Taylor, not yet on the field. Shaquem Griffin did get on the field for a little bit against the Eagles and did not pick up a QB pressure. He only played like 4 snaps. Anthony Rush is on another team. Jonathan Bullard isn't getting on the field now because we picked up so many new defensive ends. Carlos Dunlap did chip in. He picked up a QB pressure against the Eagles to bring his season total to 9. He looks like he's going to miss a game or two, but I'm not worried about it. He's playing at or above my expectations so far as a Seahawks. So, yeah, nothing bad to say here. And if he can come back against the Rams and 49ers to close out the season and give us some QB pressure, then I'm happy. And finally, Damon Snacks Harrison. No pressures yet. He really didn't play that much against the Eagles, which makes sense when you think about how little the Eagles ran the ball. So he's still working his way back, but no pressures yet from Snacks. So defensive line wise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 pressures from the defensive line is pretty good. Pretty good. Not great because the Eagles did drop back to pass over 50 times, but it's workable. All right, now we're doing the linebackers. First up is Bobby Wagner. He had a QB pressure, as I said in my video yesterday. He picked up 1. Now at 11, which is really good for a middle linebacker who plays the way that Bobby Wagner does. So pretty happy with Bobby's performance as a blitzer this year. And speaking of being pretty happy with someone's performance as a blitzer this year, how about KJ Wright, who for the last several years has been basically useless as a blitzer? He picked up 2 QB pressures on Carson Wentz. And I'm not saying that I think it's a good idea for this team to bring KJ Wright on a lot of blitzes because I just believe it's not the strongest part of his game. But I have to give credit where credit is due. He did get it done a couple times against the Eagles. And on the whole, when it comes to blitzing this year, KJ's been reasonably effective. So, yeah, good stuff here. And that adds another 3 pressures from the linebackers. And, yeah, nobody else picked up anything new. Moving on. Cornerbacks, nothing from the cornerbacks. I don't know if we even blitzed a cornerback against the Eagles. We didn't need to. I mean, I wouldn't. I wouldn't blitz a corner unless I needed to. So, yeah. Nothing new there. And we get down to safety. Let's take a look. Jamal Adams came in with the single solitary QB pressure, which resulted in a 3rd down sack on Carson Wentz to force a field goal. Nothing other than that, but he is now at 18 on the season. And if he had played a full season, he might legitimately have pushed his way towards like 40 QB pressures in a 16-game season this year. I don't know if it's a good thing, but it's a thing. Anyway, none of the other safeties did anything new, so that gets us to 123 QB pressures total from this defense after 11 games. So, it's definitely not good enough given that we play teams that pass the ball as often as they do. Like I said, we're on pace to break the all-time record for QB pass attempts faced. However, this game was pretty good. This game we had 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 QB pressures on 51 or 52 QB dropbacks. That's pressure on approximately 25% of QB dropbacks. It's not great. It's not as good as it was against Arizona. Against Arizona, Kyler Murray was constantly feeling the heat. I don't think you can say quite the same for Carson Wentz, but 25% is better than it was earlier this season, and I can work with it. That's pretty good stuff. And one thing to remember is in this game, we did have a couple of nicks and tears on players as this game went on our defensive line. Jarron Reed got nicked up and Carlos Dunlap got nicked up. That may have affected our ability to get QB pressure late because I know they weren't out there. So, yeah, this is solid. The pass rush did a pretty effective job against the Eagles. It is a step back from the Arizona game, but it's definitely a step forward from pretty much any other game this season. So that is the road to 150. Hopefully we can go well beyond 150. Hopefully we can really pad these stats in the last 5 games of the year, but this was not a bad game. And I'm going to go and get out of here. Peace out, Go Hawks. Stream later tonight, probably Halo 4. See you guys there. Peace out, Go Hawks.